What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. Design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have no doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have no doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. So I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. We're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. Don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. Hope everyone is well. I know I'm a couple minutes late. Oops, got a breaking news notification up there. Ooh. Yikes. Breaking news. Ukrainian drone hits Moscow's financial hub, says mayor. This is one of many drone attacks on Russia here of recent. So I will put that up with the headlines because I don't honestly have much to begin with, but I'll put that up there and talk for a moment or so, and then by that time I'll refresh this page and there'll be a little bit more information on it. So that's typically how RT puts stuff. They'll put stuff out. Sometimes it's just a headline and there's, it'll just say details to follow, and you give it just a few moments and then they have an article wrote up. So they're not necessarily always the fastest to announce news, and the reason behind that is because they are looked at as the red-headed stepchild because it's a Russian news outlet, and people get hung up over that more than they get hung up over being lied to, I guess. So I don't know. I choose not to be lied to. I can't help who it is that's not lying. That's not on me. That's not in my control. I'm not saying they don't propagandize. I'm not saying that they don't ever spin truth on anything. I'm just saying it's rare, and it's usually not insane, and any propaganda they have is really easy to spot, and it's just the typical stuff. So, but they have proven time and time again to give the good data, good accurate data. So that's why I use them. Like I said, there's not much before that breaking news came in. I only had a couple of headlines up, to be honest, to talk about, because a lot of it's just the same old. And I'm only about half in it tonight. I've been working on that plane again, and yeah, sorry, but I am passionate about very few things, and that is one of them. So I've spent the last several days, I didn't even eat yesterday because I was too focused on that. There's not much that I am that passionate about, but doing this, I am. I love flying, and to be able to fly in a simulator in an aircraft that I personally designed the appearance of, to me it's pretty cool. So, and it's not the easiest thing to do. It's something that does take work, it does take knowledge, it does take practice. It's not easy. I'm not a pro, but I can do some pretty crazy looking stuff. So soon I'll be able to do even better, because it's on my very, very short list of things to learn, how to texture in a modeling program. Which program is yet to be seen. Whichever program the person uses, the first one step in line to give me a hand to get me on the right direction of figuring it out is going to be the program I use. That's kind of the way that goes. Hey, I could use Adobe products to completely do vinyl cutting. I could use Adobe Illustrator just from start to finish. I think I can even use Adobe Photoshop from start to finish, from design to cut. I could use that. I don't know how. I do not know how. I don't know the first thing about how to cut vinyl using Adobe products. But you give me my Vinyl Master Cut program and I'm a cutting fool. So sometimes it's just a matter of knowing a particular program. And I know a lot of Adobe products, not real super well, but I've banged around them for well over a decade now. And yeah, going from one Adobe product to another Adobe product is not seamless. Not even remotely. It's learning an entirely different program. I guess there's a couple little things, and then they got some cool things like I believe they still use it, the bridge, where you can design something in one program, and then without having to save it and do this, that, and the other, you can just go use what they call the bridge to jump from one program to another program to continue a different aspect of your work on the same project. It's really kind of cool, but I don't know how to do all that, so it goes far beyond my no pay grade. All I learn this stuff is for personal pleasure. I'm serious. I don't learn it to don't even learn it to make money. Which I should probably change, and I might actually start doing some repaints for money. I might do custom repaints for money, and then I may also get serious and do some seriously good repaints and then put them on the market. So, I mean, because all you have to do is do a good repaint that people like, that people want, and your $1.99 product can make you a fortune quick. That's kind of the way that works. Okay. Do I have anything else to update you on? No? Because that's all the hell I worked on today was that damn plane. So, probably all I'll work on tomorrow is that damn plane. So, but I should be done either tomorrow or the next day. So, got a lot done on the outside. Inside is done. And then, the outside is well on the way to done. So, still looking for some latches. I got the Comanche emblems on the sides of the plane. I got those shiny red like I wanted. So, yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Anyway, what else can I bore you with? I don't know. That's about as boring as I can get for the moment. I am wore out. That takes a lot of mental energy, too. Well, I guess I can get started on this news. The reason why I'm not jumping right into it gung-ho, both feet, not because I've got, now 3 headlines to talk to you about. And there was a bit more news as far as amount of headlines today, but you'll see. It's not really stuff that would have been something to talk about. Anywho, let's check out this deal going on in Moscow. Again, this is breaking news. Ukrainian drone hits Moscow's financial hub, says mayor. See, it's still waiting on details, and I did just refresh it, but, yeah. Ukrainian drones have once again targeted the Russian capital's financial and business district following a similar attack over the weekend. Mayor Sergei Sobyanin, something like that, said early on Tuesday. One drone has managed to penetrate air defenses and hit one of the high-rises in Moscow City, where some of Europe's tallest skyscrapers are located. I don't know where the hell I seen loaded at. Sobyanin confirmed in a Telegram post. Several drones were shot down by air defense systems while trying to fly to Moscow. One hit the same tower in the Moscow city as the last time, the official wrote. He added that the building's facade on the 21st floor was damaged and that emergency services are working at the scene. So, not a ton of information yet on that. Alright, checking notifications. Not a ton of information on that, but that's what is known so far. And I'll repeat myself once again. The skies over Ukraine are going to be lit up. So, maybe not necessarily now or tonight. Maybe tomorrow, the next day. I guarantee you. Putin is about to put the foot down. Now, I'm not saying necessarily a nuclear attack or anything like that. I'm not making that kind of a claim. He doesn't have to go nuclear to put his foot down. All he's got to do is break out the big boots, and I think he's about to do it. I mean, come on. It's Ukraine. It's Ukraine. More than half, all their military are inexperienced, undertrained at the very least, and come on. Going up against Russia. Russia is not a slouch. They have never been a slouch. Never, that I know of. Russia has always been a formidable opponent, even when it was the USSR. I think they're about ready to put their boot down. So you'll know it. It'll be reminiscent of when we went into, which was the first one? Was it Afghanistan or whatever, where they used the Moab? Made a real big deal over it all. Yeah, the big shock and awe. You wait. Russia's shock and awe is coming. Right around the corner. Confidence in U.S. military at 2-decade low, says a poll. Yeah. I wonder why. Fewer Americans are confident in their military than at any point since 1997, according to a Gallup poll published on Monday. With trust in the armed forces dropping 10 points in the last 2 years, the services are currently grappling with a historic recruitment crisis. I wonder why. Conducted in June, the poll found 60% of respondents expressing a great deal or quite a lot of confidence in the military, down from 64% last year. Public confidence in the military last dipped to 60% in 1997 and has not been lower since 1988, when it sat at 58%. Public support for the U.S. services soared following the 9/11 attacks in 2001, with the armed forces enjoying 82% approval when President George W. Bush invaded Iraq in 2003, while the surge of the post-9/11 patriotism receded as the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan dragged on. Iraq was the first one, I guess, that was hit with the big shock and awe deal. Approval set in the mid-70s until 2020, when it began to steadily decline year after year. 2020. Was there anything happening in 2020? Was there any government changes at all? Anything like that in 2020 that you would know of that may have led to a long series of new bullshit for the military? And I'm calling it new bullshit because some of it's a lessening of requirements, other of it is a pandering to a certain tiny class of people, and something though, and I can't put my finger on it. What changed in 2020 that was different from the years just prior to that? I can't put my damn finger on it. I don't know. Can't figure it out. Think I need to go eat some Ben & Jerry's and shit my pants. Anyway, high price. High prices force Germans to cut back on food, says a report. Yum. I love coffee. Higher prices force Germans to cut back on food, says a report. I'll just read the first couple of paragraphs. The headline was the important part, in my opinion. More Germans did not have enough money for meals comprising of meat, fish, and poultry, or a vegetarian equivalent, every day in 2022, according to the latest data tracked by EU Statistical Office Eurostat. The new figures, released by German corporate newsroom Deutschland on Monday, demonstrated a year-on-year increase of 0.9% to 11.4%, meaning that nearly 10 million people in the most populous EU nation often lacked proper meals. The shocking number rises to 19.3% when it comes to single parents, marking a solid rise of 2.6% compared to the previous year. The statistics were requested by the opposition Die Linke Party. Commenting on the figures, the faction's leader in the Bundestag parliament, Dietmar Bartsch, called for a temporary suspension of sales tax. Damn, after those names I can't even speak. On essential food items, and for the state to control supermarket pricing. Alright, I have to quit, because if I read any more German names, I'm going to become permanently mentally handicapped or something. I won't be able to speak, something. It'll give me Tourette's. Oh, man. I wonder if I could sue the Germans for getting Tourette's for trying to say their names. Anyway. Not meaning to make light on the report. This is something that's going to continue on, and I've been talking about it for quite some time. This is something that's going to continue on for quite a while. I don't know that in our lifetimes if we're ever going to see food prices get better again. I know that a lot of prices on some things had backed down considerably in most places like eggs. But things like beef and chicken and pork even are all pretty high yet. I know we're paying about a third more ourselves, roughly about a third more per hamburger than what we were paying before all the nonsense. Actually, more than that. Well, I'd say it's somewhere between 30 and 40% more for hamburger now. Exact same hamburger. Again, I don't think it's gonna get any better, and I think I do foresee it just getting worse and worse until it's not a matter of how much it is; it's a matter of if there's any there. And I think I'm not calling for there's going to be shortages next month. No, I'm not saying that. But over the course of time, as long as we aren't all glowing from an overnight bomb party, I think we're going to see a slow continuation in inflation on food and many other staples, not just food. I think you're going to see the same in energy. I think you're going to see it continue to skyrocket. Not just go up, but skyrocket. What blows my mind is it wasn't that long ago that the government was really, really pushing everybody to move to natural gas, because that was the clean way to go. That was the clean energy. That was the answer. That was the way to go. And in fact, they down-talked using electric, like electric heat, electric stoves, stuff like that. They talked against that because of the fact that the coal plants and stuff like that were the ones that produced the energy for that. So they didn't, it's cleaner for you just to use natural gas for heating and cooking than what it is for them to produce the electricity in order for you to use electric devices. So it blows my mind that now, just like almost like an overnight decision, we can't support the use of natural gas and propane. Are you out of your mind? And it's crazy. because you're not going to get much cleaner than using natural gas and propane as a way to heat and cook. It's, one of the things that I wonder with fracking, we, in a short amount of time, could create an enormous abundance of natural gas and propane. And so, therefore, the cost of being able to get those materials and process them became much cheaper. And again, they were able to produce enormous amounts of gas versus the prior ways. I don't know all the details on how it all works. I don't know. But I do know that fracking opened them up to a whole hell of a lot of gas that they didn't have before. And it just seems so strange now that there's just this abundance of clean energy right there for us to use. And they want to get rid of it. That doesn't even make a little bit of sense. And I'm not one for tearing up the planet and doing all that stuff. I have looked a little bit into fracking. I'm not a fan of where they're doing it in necessarily all the places. I think some of the places that they're doing it, I think they're playing with fire. The New Madrid Fault being one of those places. But there's other faults where they're doing fracking and stuff. And I just, again, I'm no geologist, but I'm no idiot either. I know if you've got a weak spot and you go and you start tearing a bunch of material out of that weak spot or out around that weak spot, it's only a matter of time before the weak spot goes. So, but again, I'm not a geologist. Huh. Yay. Yay. Alright. I reckon I can read you some headlines. Wow, it's going to be an easy, quick night tonight. I'll take that. Get an early night, easy night to bed, early and easy night to bed, and get up and hopefully finish. I'm hoping to be done with that tomorrow, so I can at least step away from it for a couple of days. I get that much into it, and I don't like to stop until I'm done. And I don't know. Again, it's not very many things in life that I'm that way with, but alright. Fun times. Austrian businesses issue recession warning. A Russian cash circulation hits all-time record. French minister rejects decoupling from Beijing strategy. Several dead in Ukrainian attack on Donbass, says authorities. Moscow names condition for withdrawal of nuclear weapons from Belarus. Russia's Alrosa calls for common diamond strategy with Africa. UK scrapped dozens of tanks that could have been sent to Ukraine, says The Times. Moscow reveals reasons behind weakening ruble. Kiev accuses Moscow of missile strike on residential building. 3 people detained for aiding Ukrainian nationalists, says FSB. Chinese imports of Russian crude hit new record. Iran supports Saudi peace initiative on Ukraine. Ex-Russian president sees benefit in Kiev's refusal to talk. Hungarian parliament fails to approve Sweden's NATO bid. Calls to ban Russian aluminum expose U.S. market manipulation, says Industry Association. Ukrainian drone attacks on Moscow are acts of desperation, says Kremlin. I would agree. Trump outlines why U.S. must improve relations with Russia. Ukraine using terror attacks to distract from counteroffensive failures, says Moscow. I would agree with that as well. Trump dominating Republican rivals, says a poll. Wagner Group stops recruiting. Was there really a lot of people looking to join? I mean, you know. Russian defense chief provides new estimate of Ukrainian losses. UK businesses ignoring anti-Russia sanctions, says the Times. U.S. backing Kiev's terrorist methods, says Russian security chief. Yeah, it would seem so, and funding them as well. Russian scientists grow watermelons in Antarctica. Well, they're eating good up there. A woman escapes from maniac after 14 years in captivity. I didn't know her. I'm telling you, I didn't even know her. New York City paying COVID test company millions to dump migrants, says New York Times. Judge tosses Trump's Nazi lawsuit against CNN. Poland takes Wagner threat seriously, says top senator. U.S. to give Ukraine Abrams tanks without sensitive technology, says media. Third Quran burned outside Swedish parliament, says AFP. I'd cover that one. ISIS claims responsibility for Pakistan bomb. French prison population hits all-time high. Biden spoke at 20 of son's foreign business meetings, says the media. Oh, but he didn't have any involvement. Come on, man. And nothing is enough for Ukraine, says Zelensky. Oh, I'm quite sure you've already had way more than your fill. U.S. and Ukraine discussing security guarantees, says State Department. And intervention in Niger would mean declaration of war, says Neighbors. X sign removed from Twitter headquarters roof. I guess he had a big old bright shining X sign on the roof of Twitter headquarters that people were losing their minds about. U.S. Chilean journalist describes torture in Ukrainian prison. Mexico refuses Ukraine peace talks without Russia. That's a country we need to keep an eye on because Russia's just like right there, you know. I can see Russia from my backyard. Oh, well, no, I can't, not from Illinois, but there are people that have backyards that not only can see Mexico from their backyards, they have to stop people trying to get through to the U.S. on their backyards. Different topic, different time. But yeah, it happens. People can see Mexico out their back door. Some people, not me, but I, we have the dumbest government of our lifetimes, for sure. But I think very possibly in all of our civilization. Right now, in the United States of America. Yes, we topped it. We topped the dumbest leadership in our civilization. Good job. Okay, I'm getting the hell out of here. I've had enough of news. Not like in that way, but, you know. spoke too much nonsense for me. Hey, Leo. I don't know where everyone was. They're AWOL. They're probably tired of hearing me talk about my plane. What? But you know. I ain't got much else to talk about. It's not like I'm out running the streets or nothing. I had to change out to pink starburst in my vape. That wasn't very exciting. Oh, and I didn't put this on the charger. Actually, I did this morning, I think. I think I already charged it. But I didn't put my watch on the charger. And that will certainly need a little bit before bed. Anywho, on that note, I am going to get the hell out of here and get headed in that direction. And, God willing, I'll talk to all you cats tomorrow. So, hope you all have a good night. Hope to see you tomorrow. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.